So, I was really excited for the remix event. This might be a hot take, but I really liked Mist of Pandaria. It was actually one of my favorite expansions. I love the aesthetic, the music, the zones, the raids. I also thought this was when the classes were the most fun to play. But I also remember there was a lot of negativity, mainly around the pandas, which I never fully understood. We have cows and space cows, gnomes and goblins, elves and Twinkie blood elves. Are pandas really that weird in that lineup? So anyways, as I said, I was excited for this event. It was taking us back to one of my favorite expansions, and remixing the leveling with cool looking abilities and traits, an account-wide cape that could be infinitely powered up, while also offering a new way to earn a bunch of cosmetics. It looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. And it actually did start off that way. Leveling was fast, and the added abilities made the whole thing feel new. I've actually read that leveling is still faster in retail, but you know, I'm okay with something taking a little longer when it's fun. I know fun is sometimes an afterthought when playing MMOs, like why have fun when you could do a faster, more optimal grind? And I'm often the first to do this as well. I'm not trying to step on any toes here. It's par for the course with playing MMOs. You watch something on YouTube and grind away, but it is always nice when there's a fun alternative, and I will always choose that. So my problem with Remix is that they designed it so that you have to do long grinds over and over again. You know, I'm okay with doing a long grind once. I don't want to have to repeat it. There were also just some baffling design choices that made playing Remix feel not so great. So let's take a look at some of those choices. The first had to do with the cape. The cape was advertised as being account-wide, which put me under the impression that every character would have access to the same cape, and all your alts would help with raising its power. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Whenever you make an alt, you are essentially starting over. Some of the stats are slightly improved, depending on your infinite power achievement, but everything else starts at 0. You know, when I've already spent a ton of time grinding up my cape, and thinking that would benefit my alts in a much more meaningful way, only to learn that this was a grind I'd have to do over and over again, it was disappointing to say the least. It also made it so whenever I was leveling an alt, I feel like I was falling behind and wasting time because I wasn't powering up my cape. It's the same problem I had with the artifact power in Legion and the Azeroth necklace in BFA. Anytime you weren't grinding for power, you felt like you were sabotaging yourself. So the other aspect of the event that I didn't like was how they handled the currency, bronze. So I wasn't a fan of how bronze was used for both getting cosmetics and increasing your item level. I know that Blizzard just loves to create friction whenever you have to make a choice, but this was not a fun choice to make, especially with how expensive things are. There are some toys that cost up to 50,000 bronze. Some of the mounts cost up to 36,000 bronze. And then upgrading your gear gets very expensive very fast. When I was trying to figure out just how much bronze I'd need for all the cosmetics that I want, I stopped counting at around 700,000 bronze. And that isn't even factoring in all the bronze I'd need to upgrade my gear, which is the primary reason why I play MMOs. I want to see bigger and bigger numbers, and as primitive as that may sound, it's what gets my Blizzard gamer brain excited. But I also want to look cool, and I don't like having to choose between looking cool and doing big damage. It feels bad. The other issue I had is upgrading gear gets very expensive, and because of that, there is no way I'd want to do it over again for my alts. I don't mind doing a big grind once, but doing it over and over again kind of sucks. I think Blizzard missed an opportunity here. There's a system in place whenever you upgrade gear, and the way it works is whenever you've upgraded a piece of gear, if you find another piece that is lower item level, it's heavily discounted to upgrade it to your current item level. So I think that discount should have been made account-wide. That would have made leveling and gearing alts a lot more enjoyable. So I think that Blizzard dropped the ball with this event. The way they designed it made me not want to play my alts. And considering this was an event to get alts ready for War Within, that's not great. It also doesn't seem to line up with their current direction. War Within's big feature is the warbands, and the whole point of that is to make the game more alt-friendly. So why create a new event with alt-unfriendly systems? Wouldn't have this been a great place to preview what we could expect with warbands? So, final impressions. The event started off fun, I reached level cap, ran the dungeons and raids again, but the insane amount of grinding needed made it stop being fun, especially the thought of grinding again with alts. I feel like this has been Blizzard's MO for a while now. It starts fun, and then because Blizzard wants you to keep on playing, they have all these annoyances that make it stop being fun. Remix's design actually makes me question War Within. Is it just going to be more of the same? That might sound overly cynical, but what can I say? Blizzard keeps making decisions that makes me cynical. Like, take Diablo 4 for example. It was released in a state where the developers thought we'd be fine having to grind Renown and finding Lilith statues over and over again. Obviously, that wasn't put in for the fun value. I've heard it said that Blizzard doesn't know what's fun anymore, and maybe this is overly optimistic, but I think they know when something isn't fun, but they put it in anyways, because gotta keep those subs going. Anyways, that'll be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye!